That's just leaving the island of Rum now, and the next stop is the island of Canna, which is where Mrs. Boardman and I are going now. Over to you, Mrs. Boardman.
Hello everybody, how are you doing? Good. Welcome to our trip to Canna.
Cheers. Round about another hour now from Rum to Canna, and this trip's a little bit different. So first and foremost, Mrs. Boardman's along with us, as you've seen. And the plan is, this being a Friday afternoon, is we're going to be staying Friday night tonight and Saturday night, and then returning back to the West Scottish fishing village of Mallaig. We left Mallaig around about an hour ago to come out to Rum, and just parked along the harbour shore and had a wander around to the ferry. Lots and lots of time. Beautiful sunny skies there. It's a lovely fishing village, and it's got a little bit of history, and for those that know, they know. So for now, I'm going to pop back inside and I'm going to get Mrs. Boardman a hot chocolate and a Kit Kat. I think that's what she'd asked for. And well, she'll pick this back up when we land in Canna and we head to his accommodation. See you soon. That's us now off the ferry, and we've been met by the owner of the Canna Campsite, and she's picked his bags up, or bag, and taken it to our residence tonight, which I'll show you in a short while. And while she does that, we're just having a wander now from the ferry towards the campsite itself. And on the way, we're going to pop into the community shop, get up a few provisions for tonight for our tea. But what an absolutely fabulous day it is. The forecast looks pretty good for this next couple of days. Again, struck very lucky. But we're going to explore a bit of this island over the next couple of days, and obviously we'll be taking you with us. And well, it's another island, isn't it? We've called into the community shop, which is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's a honesty shop, and they've got most things in there. I'll show you around there tomorrow when we get a bit more chance. And then just popped into the Canna Cafe, which we've actually got a meal booked there tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. It opens tomorrow night for the first time this season, so we may well be the first in for dinner for this season. And just bought a couple of beers from him as I was passing, which was good. We're going to add them to his bill tomorrow. But what about this for an absolutely spectacular view? Unbelievable. We're staying at the Canna Campsite this evening and tomorrow, as mentioned, and that's around about a mile's walk from the ferry. I suppose in normal circumstances 20-25 minutes, 30 at the most. I think we've been going for an hour. Just keep stopping and taking photographs. So welcome to the pod. Let me show you around. So we've gone for the 4-person pod. As you can see, there's just one double in it at the moment, which is all we need. But I think this is big enough for 2 people. It certainly looks like it. Bit of ventilation at the back, and then basic but perfect. I think there is power sockets here, but I don't think they're wired up, and we've brought lighting with us. Outside, there's our own little patio and a little bench. We actually bought a fire pack tonight. I don't know, we've got to explore that. We've got kindling and we've got logs and that kind of stuff, and a fire pit down here. And as you can see, the weather's absolutely perfect, so it'll be a good night for a fire. And then over here to the important stuff. Cheers everybody. all good so far. It's been a lovely start to the day, and as you can see from the campsite, it's just perfect. You've got like these 3 pods, and you've got a little bit of camping area as well. I can't recommend it highly enough at the moment. It's incredibly, well, it's almost exclusive, so we're very happy to be here. But we're going to enjoy this fire now and have something to eat, a couple of sandwiches and a few beers, and then we'll wrap this up later tonight, because we've got a big day tomorrow, big day of exploring. So see you soon. Well, good morning to you. How are you? Good. Yes, thank you. We are as well. We had a great night, didn't we?
We did.
A good sleep in the pod. Basic but very comfortable. I think the only thing I would ask for if I needed anything in there, maybe just a couple of those plastic stackable chairs, you know, because there's plenty of room in there, and if the weather's against you, you've just got the bed to sit on. So a couple of chairs in there wouldn't be too difficult. You could actually keep them outside with a stone on them so they didn't blow away. But anyway, a good night. We've had us breakfast, and we've just had some sausage sandwiches and a couple of cups of coffee, so everything's good in the world. And now, well, it's a full day of exploring, so if you fancy coming along, come on then. We're currently walking around, it's like a little peninsula stroke island, which is crossable over a small causeway from Canna called Sanday. And there are 3 churches on Canna, of which we're going to visit all 3. We visited one yesterday, which was the St Columba Church. It is believed that St Columba himself visited here, but it's only hearsay. But anyway, there are 2 other churches. One we passed but we didn't go in when we landed on the ferry. We're going to have a look at probably later today. And then there's another much bigger church which we're going to be on in a couple of minutes. But the idea is to walk out along this island of Sanday, following the track, and if we're lucky, we shall come across a colony of puffins. We've spent probably 2 hours just above the cliffs near the sea stacks, and there are puffins, many puffins, but unfortunately they're all having the lunch, so they're all out to sea. You can see them, drifting in on the tide and then flying back out looking for the fish, but it's still a beautiful place to spend a couple of hours, I think you'll agree. And these sea stacks are just, well, they're very pretty and epic. I think they're the words that I'm looking for. But a nice couple of hours spent there, and a few people came along also looking for puffins as well. But we're going to make our way back now towards the church that we saw on the way out, and we'll take a look in there, see if it's open and see what that looks like. How you doing, Coos? Is this a bovine standoff? So that is the small island of Sanday done. It was a very nice day. We had a little picnic out there waiting to see if the puffins would join us, but they didn't, but it didn't spoil lunch anyway. And now, just to cross this small bridge back over onto Canna proper, and then we're going to make our way back towards the settlement area to where the Canna Cafe is, and if it's open we shall have a little midday drink, because Mrs. Boardman is very thirsty.
worth it. I know.
This is the Canna community shop, and this is an honesty shop. And basically, you go in here, you get everything you need, write it down, and then you can write it into a book, put it into a swipe machine. You can either do cash or card and pay for it. Shall we go in and have a quick look around? So you've got the keepsakes, everything from t-shirts and books, and well, there's art and cups and a beautiful pair of turquoise wellies, which I quite fancy. I don't know if they've got my size. And they got your staples, food and all that kind of stuff, should you be staying close, as we are. We shopped in here last night. Ice pops and all that kind of stuff, because the weather's so good. And then some frozen foods as well. No alcohol or cigarettes allowed to be sold in here due to it being unmanned, and that kind of makes sense. And then go in here, write down what you've taken. You can use a calculator to help you add up as you go around. Pop it into the machine and pay, and everything's good in the world. So we've got a few bits and pieces just to snack on this afternoon, and then we're coming back for dinner at the Canna Cafe, booked in for 6 PM. I'm very much looking forward to that. That's the Canna community shop. A nice steady wander back, just less than a mile back to the pods, and we'll just relax now for a couple of hours before popping back this way for dinner this evening. Canna House, due to open later this year after a restoration project. Just walking down the road, and there's a tiny newborn lamb just been born. Don't know if you can just see it, just in the grass there. But mum's over there with another one, which has been born a bit earlier. Welcome to the world, little lamb.
Where's your mum? Where's your mum? Hey? Where's your mum? Hey? Where's mum?
Good evening, good evening. Right, just a quick update. We've just fallen out of the Canna Cafe, which is a restaurant. We've just had dinner. We booked in there tonight, which is the first night opening in the 2024 season. Both of us went for the steak and blue murder pie, mash and vegetables, and both of us opted for the creme brulee finish. I went for their own brew ale, which is called Jack, and Jack was a fine drink. And well, I'm absolutely stuffed. I can hardly walk. I'm so full, it's unbelievable. The food was fantastic, and it was a real joy to actually, you know, spend their opening night of this season with a lot of the locals as well, and we're very grateful for them squeezing us in. So we hope Canna Cafe and the restaurant have a fantastic season ahead of them, and can't thank them or recommend them highly enough. Now I've just got to wander back this mile to the campsite and, right honestly, go to bed. See you in a short while. Good morning, how are you? Morning, how are you? Good. Right, 8 o'clock Sunday morning. This is the last morning now, so just got a steady pack up to do. Just get most of the stuff in the bag, and then make some sausage sandwiches, and then just probably a steady mooch down the island, really, back towards the ferry. There's another church I want to visit today, and then we've got the ferry. I think boarding starts around about 11:30, something like that, and then the ferry a couple of hours back to Mallaig. So what will be the end of a a brilliant trip really, and again made better because the weather's been perfect, but today is by far the best day of all. So Canna Campsite, well, it's basic but it's brilliant. It's got everything you could possibly need. So as I said, on day one we got 3 pods. There's I think there's a couple of 4 people pods and a 2-person pods. You've got patio tables and you've got fire pits, and there's also camping here, but I'm not 100%. There is a sort of flattish area patio down here towards the toilets, but there's a small hill just to the side which is outside the camping zone, and I walked up, Judith walked up as well the other day, and there's some really good camping there. So just so we're not under everybody's feet, camping up on the hill may be a great option. Morning. The only left for us to do now is take a very, very slow walk back to the ferry. And what I mean by slow is we've got just over a mile to walk and we've got 2.5 hours to do it, so it's a proper slow walk. But there are 1 or 2 things that we need to do on the way back which will fill our time, but there ain't a better way really than leaving a beautiful island like this than slowly. No point rushing, is there? Not on a beautiful Sunday morning like this. All that's left for us to do now is have a very slow wander off this beach now, and then back to pick his rucksacks up, and then a slow wander back towards the ferry. So that's a Christian stone cross. They believe dates back to the 7th to the 9th century. And well, if that's so, it's done very, very well to last this long. And now we're heading up to what is known as the punishment stone, we believe. Now don't trust me on this, I'm not 100% certain of my facts here, but this apparently is the punishment stone, and people put the thumbs in there if they've been naughty, particularly ones that stole all the bob and biscuits last night. Exactly. Making his way now round to the ferry, just 5 minutes away now, and that was the third of 3 churches. So we visited one of the island's churches on every day that we've been here, and all very different churches, but you can definitely imagine the religious influence over some of these islands. 3 churches on this small island. But anyway, nice to visit. And then there was the Celtic cross as well, which was good. So a great trip really enjoyed the island. Lovely to meet quite a few of the people as well, and dinner last night was quite excellent in the Canna Cafe. The pods were brilliant, and we will return, probably do a bit of camping. The idea is maybe to do a wild camp up near the Puffin stacks and see if we can get them, and then return to the campsite for another night. So maybe do 3 nights next time, but all good. It's been a lovely trip. We've been blessed with the weather, and it's been brilliant to have Mrs. Boardman along with me as well. Just a little bit extra special for us. So I'm gonna finish it here. A bit of a building site around here, and wait for the ferry to come back and take us back to Mallaig, and a short drive home, a couple hours back to hopefully sunny Arica. So thanks very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed it, both of us, and if you have, as always, can we have a thumbs up? We'll see you on the next time. Bye for the new.
Bye for the new.